All right, we have a great segment for you. Everything health and wellness is happening at the Ottawa Health and Wellness Expo, and here to tell us all about it and to introduce the keynote speaker, we have Dr. Nathalie Beauchamp and Adria Vasil, keynote speaker and author of Ecoholic Body. Welcome to the show, ladies. Great to have you here. And Adria, we could talk for an hour with you about so many variety of things, and I'm sure it's a real coup for you, Natalie, getting Adria as your
very
keynote
much
speaker.
thrilled. So I will let her talk today. I won't do too much of the talking, but put the plug in that Adria is speaking at the Expo on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and her talk is at 1 p.m. And we do have exhibitors all day, so the Expo is at the Arts Center from 9 to 4. And tickets are at the door, but if they want to see Adria, we're pretty close to being sold out.
Okay.
So if they want to see her, and then I'll just let you talk because it's so nice to have you in town.
Well, it's good to be here.
It is great to have you here, and this is a book in a series. This is your third in a series.
It is.
What is an ecoholic? How would you describe that, first of all?
Well, it has nothing to do with alcohol.
Right.
Let's
Which
just
is
establish
good.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I get asked that question sometimes. Basically, you know, an ecoholic is just someone who cares about the planet, who cares about, you know, living green, who cares about living more sustainably. And I think that now encompasses a lot more Canadians than it used to. Now about 80% of Canadians say they are worried about, you know, what we put on our bodies and what we put downstream and how it affects us all. So there is a big base of ecoholics across the country. That's why my website is ecoholicnation.com. But yeah, or .ca. I can't even say my own website properly. My God.
Kat, I'm sure it's something you think about, right? You go and buy a product and what's in the product. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that people have.
It's scary almost.
It's overwhelming.
Absolutely.
Actually, I know because we were just at one of the local stores here in town, and it's a big store, and it's overwhelming, and you know that they seem to be all good products, but that's what Adria is going to talk about.
That's the thing. There's so many products out there today that claim to be natural, claim to be eco-friendly, because they know that Canadians want products that are safe for their families and they're safe for ourselves. But it gets really confusing out there when you're looking at labels and you're not sure who's really faking it, who's really telling the truth, who's faking it. And that's part of my job, is to tell you who's worth your money, who isn't, and what are some of the toxins that you should be staying away from. Because there are a lot of hidden toxins in our everyday routine, and you think that if it's on shelves, it must be safe. Unfortunately, that's not how it works in Canada. You know,
why? Sorry to ask, but it just doesn't make any sense.
It
we
really
seem
doesn't.
so far behind so many other countries.
You know what? I wish I could tell you that you could walk into any store and pick up any product on shelves and assume it's safe, and most of us assume that. But the truth is that none of these chemicals have really been pre-screened for safety. In fact, a U.S. president's Cancer panel came out last year and said that of the 80,000 chemicals on the market today, only 8% have had full screenings, full health and toxicological screenings. So that just tells you that the rest of it turns us into guinea pigs, really.
Right.
We're the ones being tested on. They go, oh, yeah, sorry we've had that on the market for 20 to 50 years, but we're starting to realize that it messes with your hormone system, or we're starting to realize that it's linked to cancer. Like this first group of ingredients over here.
I'm guessing these are some of the bad.
These are some of the baddies, yeah,
okay.
for sure. These particular products here I thought were interesting because, well, this brand here is actually called Organics, and that is its name. And the product next to it as well has a very kind of natural vibe to it. But on the ingredient list, if you flip it over, you'll see it contains cocamide DEA. Now, cocamide DEA comes from coconut, so you think, great. It's all natural.
Sounds good.
Actually, the way they process it turns it into a carcinogen. So in California, this now has to come with a cancer warning label right on the package. And these companies are in the middle of being sued because they didn't accurately label that. So, I mean, Canada, if we could have a warning system like that, then at least you could be able to make an educated decision, right? You would be aware, and you could say, I don't know if I want the one with a cancer label. And that applied to big name brands. They found, you know, Paul Mitchell shampoo, etc., a baby bubble bath that had this cocamide DEA. So make sure you're checking your sudsy products for that cocamide DEA and stay away from it.
And the organics, just being called organics, is this what we call greenwashing,
That
where
is,
you,
yes.
right?
Case in point, greenwash right there.
We can do it with color too. You know, you have the green swoops and
you
so
put some
forth,
leaves
and
on
a
there.
sun on there, right?
Yes.
But it's true. I mean, we're attracted visually first of all.
And
right?
you know what? We are all really busy. You know, when you go shopping, Natalie knows she's been shopping with me now. I spend hours in the store looking at all the ingredients.
Oh, you're the one.
But I'm hoping to take the guesswork out of it for you so that you can sit there going, okay, she said to buy this one. Because, you know, if you got 2 kids behind you, you're in a rush, you see leaves and you see natural, you go, great. You know, oh, this one's called organics, amazing. Unfortunately, these terms are completely unregulated, and there's no sheriff in town to make sure that, you know, these labels are actually accurate, unfortunately.
So I think to answer your question, why? I think it's money. Unfortunately, that's what it is. And then it's us creating awareness on those things, and then the public demanding things. And then our Health Canada won't have a choice than to listen, right?
That's it. You know, with all the products I brought here today, I mean, some of this grouping here, the toxin that links these 3 random products together is called phthalates. And phthalates are a family of hormone disruptors that mess with our hormone system. And they are found in everything from soft, squishy vinyl plastic to perfumes, and they're also in some supplements and pharmaceuticals like this laxative. And what's interesting is that Health Canada has actually banned 6 phthalates from children's toys, but they allow it in everything else. They even allow it in baby powder and baby shampoo. And
it's bizarre.
It's really bizarre, right? In Denmark, they're actually saying, no, it's bad for everybody, so we're going to make business change. It's not our responsibility to worry about their profits. We're going to make everyone get rid of phthalates in all consumer products for adults and children. Here in Canada, you know, there are a lot of great people that work at Health Canada, but I have heard from insiders that there's a lot of pressure from industry on them, and when they're declaring an ingredient toxic, they don't like to go all the way and get rid of it all the way because industry complains so heavily, and you know, Health Canada gets 3% of all the money from the products that they approve. So if they
What?
Wow. I did that this morning as well. I was not aware of that.
Really?
So, you know, you get a lot more money from, let's say, a Procter & Gamble than you would from a mom and pop, you know, sunscreen maker or whatever. So there's some money tied there, and it makes it a lot more difficult to actually bring in full bans and that kind of thing.
So that poor local small business that's making the, you know, all natural, all organic, no preservative soap, they don't even have a chance until the rules change.
That's right.
Right?
You know, I mean, this is why, too, the small sunscreens and small bug repellents find it hard to get on the market because they don't have the money to actually do 10 years of testing and to pay for all the lab work to say, hey, my lemongrass is safe. Geez, well, you know.
It's pure lemongrass,
yeah, right.
Unbelievable.
I think it's safer than DEET, but, you know, yeah, that's the problem with the system, and that's why I encourage people to really get on to and harass their MPs and let them know that you care about chemicals and you think you want Canada to be safer for our families and that this is a voting issue and you will vote for people who are supporting firmer action on chemicals.
Well, and people are going to learn that and a lot more
at your talk.
A
lot of solutions. It's not all
That's
bad,
what the book is too, right? You give alternatives, so it's not just simply this is bad. You can also, this is your alternative to it,
otherwise
which is great.
we're just left there in a fetal position going, why, everything's wrong with the world. You know, we need some good news and some good answers, and I have some really easy kitchen cupboard ingredient recipes that we'll be talking about tomorrow at the Expo.
At the Expo at 1 p.m. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's always a pleasure. Again, it's the Ottawa Health and Wellness Expo happening at the Shankman Arts Centre tomorrow. That's January the 11th. Don't go anywhere. More daytime coming up after this.